see, like, I was able to do this, and sorry that you guys have to see this, but I gotta make sure this doesn't collapse while we're here. And then, so I'm on IG as well. So I stream on IG simultaneously for Monday stream. So I'm here every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific, which is 1 p.m. Eastern. I am with Naima. And today's topic is why you are a low level hourly spiritual entrepreneur. I have helped hundreds of witchy women entrepreneurs around the globe come into power with money and or come into full expression of their, as you new age people say, authentic self. And so today's topic is about why are you a low level hourly spiritual entrepreneur? Why? So this has been a conversation for years. I know if you are don't yet really view yourself seriously as an entrepreneur, depending on what circles you travel in your career, you're having different conversations. But this conversation that I'm bringing forth is actually an old conversation about the hourly worker versus the career slash package market leader in their vein, in their lane. And market leader doesn't always mean Walmart, or some grand thing. It's just the thing that's your distinct signature thing. So there's a difference between, and I'm getting ready to get into this because what I'm going to share with you, let me be clear what I'm going to share here today and why you should stick around. Reformatting my videos, why you should stick around. And let me make sure this is, give me 1 second. I appreciate you guys' patience because I've done things a little differently. Okay, good. Why you should stick around is because I'm going to get into the mindset of an hourly worker and why you are unconsciously, maybe even consciously, depending on your level of honesty and self awareness, why you're choosing hourly and what mindset is required to become a category of one, where you create packages that are highly transformational. You get into really treating yourself as a business and highly valuing what it is that you offer, really looking at the long, like, so it's a mindset. So I'm going to get into two or three distinct mindset shifts that are critical. Like you're not going to get to six figures and sustain six figures unless you're thinking in a very specific way. And that is what I'm going to share here with you today. And so, because I have opened up who I'm marketing to now, my career, I never marketed to, I want to pull this down, but I don't want this to fall. Because I have marketed, period. I didn't market like melanin, I just marketed. And what happened with that is a lot of melanin spiritual entrepreneurs would show up. What's going on here? I have had to actively do research to understand why melanin spiritual folk move the way we move. I've had to like actively do research, like get on the phone with people, DM people and ask questions, invite them to private phone conversations for me to come into understanding of how are we're in the transformational industry, like on the fringes of it. We are marketing our services. We are, we're out here in the way that we are, but it's like we're peripheral. We're like on the margins of things. We're not front and center. We're not the leaders. We're not the chief voices. I just want to say how awesome this is that I have these two, but I don't like how I got to look up like that. So you guys are getting a chance to catch me in this first new setup. So it'll be better next time. Um, so in my research, I want you guys to understand how I got here because my goal with this channel is for you to recognize that we are the solution for you, or if you are a spiritual entrepreneur, black or otherwise, who's ready to be a market leader in your way. Okay. You're really ready to treat what you do serious, be paid well, live that bone deep fulfillment, really get into the intimacy and distinctness of what it is that you offer. That's different from all the other tarot card readers and healers and, benevolent, amazing, sentient beings. Like, my goal is that with each video that you watch, it's like whether you're one of those people that just knows. I love those people. You just know, right? And or each video you watch, you binge watch, and you're like, this is for me, this is for me, this is for me. So, in this research that I found, having these private conversations with Black spiritual entrepreneurs, I didn't realize that there's so much that we don't know. Like, I knew it because I've been mentored at a high level for years. So when I say we, I'm speaking skin color, we as melanin folk, okay? There's certain things that I thought was common knowledge. Like, I thought people just knew this because you're in the industry, right? You're out here as a business. And, but then what I found in my research is that, first of all, everyone interacts at the level that they believe they deserve. We interact with people who we believe we deserve, we can be around. There is a kind of comfort. Most of us do that. That's who we network with. That's who we, you know, connect with. That's oftentimes who we comment on social media. That's who we're willing to get close to, is where we feel like, we're there's comfort, right? And so, and then also there's the tribal thing. Like, we want to be around people who look like us. And most of the people who are winning in the transformation space are white. Okay. When I say winning, I mean they're out there. You see them, they're making the money, they're traveling, they're clearly right doing things that require money and lots of money. Right. They have podcasts, you just know, right? And most of those people are white men and women, right? And so you don't see us out here like that. And so, one, what happens is we don't think that that's for, like, we don't think we can do it. We might not admit it, but we don't think that we can be a Marianne Williamson or a Gina DeVee or another spiritual white lady who you might see out there selling her retreats and doing amazing things. And right. So that's another thing that happens that I discovered in doing this research. Another thing that I discovered is that we unconsciously think that we can only sell to people who look like us. It's not a conscious thought. We don't say, only Tanisha wants my services, or only, you know, my sis wants my service. We don't say that, but it's an unconscious thought. Because there's actually a part of us that doesn't believe that we are qualified, that we are worthy, that we can lead non-Black people. And this is white and otherwise, okay? And so when we see ourselves, the people who do look like us, who are out there doing it, they're selling at an hourly level. They're on the margins, they're peripheral. They're not center stage, they're not leading, they're not the voices, they're not living the gorgeous lifestyles that we see Maggie living, okay? They're not living the lifestyles that they see Kelly and Becky, right? So then we unconsciously think that we can't do that, that's not for us. And so it perpetuates itself, which is why I did the live stream I did on Saturday on IG, where I said we don't see ourselves because we don't see ourselves. It begets not seeing ourselves, begets not seeing ourselves. Okay. So all of these unconscious behaviors show themselves in how we move. So we stay hourly. We stay hourly. Oh, I'm selling an hourly, right? You just look around, right? All of your sisses and your black goddesses are selling hourly healing sessions, right? That's common, that's normal. We see other people who look like us doing it. It's right? We don't even let ourselves seriously entertain a $2,000 package, a $5,000 package, a $10,000 package. Meanwhile, when you're traveling in circles with people who don't look like you, right? The people who you're not interacting with because you feel like that's them, that's not for me on an unconscious level. That's them. Right. Distrust, maybe because they don't look like you, maybe because you feel like you can't, that's not for you. You don't see people like you doing it. You see how this begets it, right? So then when you trading notes with people over here who look like you, who are on the margins, who are unconsciously don't feel deserving, who are at an hourly level, who think like that and move like that, okay? You don't you the notes that guys are exchanging are at that level. The marketing strategies you're using are at that level. The beliefs and thoughts that you're exchanging are at that level. And it's just normal. You just right. And so you guys watch each other do the same things and you go nowhere, but you get to feel that comfort. I'm getting ready to get to the thinking that's required. Stick around, okay? The thinking that I'm going to share with you today is what will get you to your millions. Okay, that might be too big to take serious right now. How about your first $2,000 client, your first $1,000 client, your first $5,000 client, your first? Let's just start there, okay? And then I'm going to share with you the thinking that's going to be required for you to consistently have $1,000 clients, consistently have $2,000 because I said, so that's where I'm going here. So stick around, okay? So that's what happens when you're like that. You hanging out with people like you right? That's how you guys perpetuate and you stay in that cycle. Versus when you start engaging in the thinking up here with the people who don't look like you, who are winning at the levels that you actually desire to win. The recurring revenue, helping your perfect clients, the travel. Come on now. Being able to do things for your children and your family, right? There's a thinking associated with that, whether they look like you or they don't. And I have shared, okay, anyway, that feels like a tangent. So, what is going to get you melanin being? And this, listen, what I'm getting ready to share applies no matter your skin color, your age, your ethnicity. This applies to you if you are serious about growing, becoming a market leader, right? Pioneer, right? With your distinct spiritual services. That's who this is for. No matter your age, your ethnicity, your gender, okay? Number one, and actually, this piece that I'm getting ready to share right here, I think more so applies to melanin folk because of the shared consciousness that we have around this. In the Black community, anything that is revered that is outside of typical Christian Black thought, right? Healing modalities, right? For those of you who are doing very creative healing and distinct healing and right, you're doing alchemical healing, right? Those of you who are, I just met for the first time a cardiologist on Saturday. I never met a cardiologist, right? Those of you who are tarot card readers, right? Those of you who, like one woman who attended one of my webinars last year, who has been getting instruction from spirit, and she was taking messages she was getting to her mom, and her mom was saying, "That's the devil. That's the devil." And so she went into hiding, and now she's just because she hides now and she's not letting her authentic, like allowing the downloads to move her. You take action. You get an instruction, you take action. You get instruction, you take action. She was getting instructions, telling her mom saying she's done. Now she's in the dark, depressed. Okay. So this is for Black people. Because, see, I've heard one of the former members of the Arrogant Witch community was like, see, when Becky and them doing these wonderful spiritual things, it's cute. That's how she talked about it. It's cute when they are alchemists and they skipping on the beach and through the woods and allowing themselves to be jovial and really getting into the nature of things. But when we do it, kind of demon shit you up to, right? We get scolded, we get looked at by your mom in a particular way, right? So what ends up happening, consciously, unconsciously, a lot of times, because you don't realize how deep this stuff is in you until you get inside of a community where it's allowed to talk about it, okay? And to get into the real emotional pain of it that keeps you locked and hiding. You cannot unlock until you get intimate about the deep pain that hiding has caused you. This is why the arrogant witch community exists. Like, this is why I'm getting into this details, because y'all need to see, because y'all don't get it because y'all traveling in these low level circles. Okay. So what happens is, you don't, because your mom looked at you like that, because somebody said that's the devil's work, because you see Becky and them doing it, but I'm not like them, that's them, and that's part of you got that whole Black thing. Some of y'all, not all of y'all, got that Black thing going on where that's them and them people, and right, that kind of thing that also keep you locked, right? And because all of that thinking going on, you won't let yourself take your spiritual business seriously. I'm on Instagram too. That's why I keep looking. You won't even let yourself take it seriously, which is exactly the thinking that is required for you to move like a serious spiritual entrepreneur. Megan and Kelly and Becky, and listen, I'm saying this to make a point. This is not to be like all white people that spiritual entrepreneurs is making it. I'm saying to elevate into higher circles where real ascension is happening. And I'm saying that facetiously because y'all see the Black goddesses on the internet, the Black healers, everybody talking about ascension. Sir, ma'am, how do you define ascension? Because when you're really ascending, you're becoming lighter, you're moving like an actual God. An actual God is dynamic, creates rapidly, is not held down by fear, is living gorgeous, like the things that you do when you actually live like you calling yourself a God. Could you please stop with the falsities? You really moving like a God. You moving like a God. Like you're shedding yourself of shame and fear and scarcity consciousness and all of that, poking holes. Somebody, you a prey. Here's an example right here. Here. I'm coming around to this because you got to start treating your spiritual services seriously. You're a cardologist. You're a tarot card reader. You lay hands on people and they are changed. You make products that restore people's health and sight and healing. Do you know how serious you got to take that to start charging $2,000? And just like know that it's worth even more than $2,000. You know the level of intimacy you must get with yourself, your hands, your sight, your consciousness. You know the shift in how you see yourself that's required. I was watching a video of Morgan Freeman over the weekend, and I think it was a clip from a movie. And he was talking to a woman, and he said to her, If you pray to God for courage, do you think God is going to give you courage? Or do you think God is going to bring to you opportunities for you to practice being courageous? He said, if you ask God to help you forgive somebody, something, do you think God is going to make you feel that forgiveness? Or is he going to present, he or she going to present, I'm getting chills, going to present opportunities for you to forgive in the ways that your heart longs to forgive? If you ask God to bring you more money, do you think God is just going to drop the money in your bank account? Or is God going to present opportunities for you to learn how to become the person who creates the money? Huh? For you prayer warriors out there? So then God brings you an opportunity to become the person who can create money. And I can get deep into that. To become the person who's more courageous, to become the person who's forgiving. God presents you with the opportunities, and what do? You poke holes in it. Well, she's this. I don't like. It don't show up the way your current level of consciousness will let it in. But that's exactly what you asked for. So many of y'all have gotten your prayers answered so many times. So many times. You ask for something and it comes in quick, but it come too quick. I wasn't ready. You asked God for this and it came to you, but because it was in overalls, oh, there's a comical viral real trend on Instagram right now. Some of y'all have probably seen it, where it goes something like this, where God delivers a prayer, God answers the prayer, and the person is laughing, saying, not this one, God, not this one. Send that one back. I'm sending that one back. Y'all seen that viral reel on Instagram? And I don't want this one. I know I asked for this, and I know you sent me this, but I don't want this one. I'm sending this one back. There is a thinking required that I am a pioneering spiritual entrepreneur. Okay, you don't like the word pioneer? Find one that works for you. I am a leader. My healing work has my healing work can change thousands of lives, can change millions of lives. My manifestation techniques can serve men and women in India, in Africa, in Poland, in Canada. I know that. I'm saying this on behalf of you. Those of you who have yet to start treating your healing services, your cardiologist services, your alchemical services, whatever's distinct. Your distinct spiritual work is where your riches are, financially and otherwise. And it's not until you decide to make it serious that you will come up on camera in a whole new way. You will make decisions in private that will reflect in public. You will make a decision privately that I'm going to get to consistent $5,000 months starting today. What do I need to do to get to consistent $5,000? Because you made the decision to be serious. See, that happens in private. That ain't a big old public thing. That happens in private. You know, I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of playing small. I'm tired of letting the bind that my mom's words put me in 15 years ago, put me in hiding. I'm done with letting other people's thoughts about me control my life. Therefore, I'm ready to be a real spiritual business owner who treats her healing, transformational, divine services seriously. And I'm ready to be a real spiritual business owner. What do real spiritual business owners do? They get help. They get consistent. They market. They're visible. They show up consistently. Well, you know what? I actually don't know how to market myself well. Who does? Who can help me do that? I'm afraid of this. I'm actually afraid of visibility. I'm afraid of telling the truth on camera. I'm afraid of telling my story. I'm afraid of showing up consistently. I'm afraid to go from $100 an hour to $500 an hour. I'm afraid to create a package that's $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. I feel shame about this thing that I did. I'm afraid that my ex-husband or my baby daddy or my children or somebody from my past from high school is gonna come and be like, I know who you are. How dare you do that? I'm afraid that this is going to happen. I need to heal this stuff. I need to overcome this stuff. This is what we do in the arrogant witch community. Okay, let me go here. And I'm going to share one more of the mindset shifts that are required for you to come out of hiding onto the world stage and monetize your services. Last year, I worked with several witchy women entrepreneurs focused exclusively on helping them monetize their services. Strictly on the money part, strictly on the money, right? Because everybody think they're ready to make the money. They're ready to make the money. They're ready to monetize. Let's go make the money. I'm ready to package my services and make the money. And then when we start getting into the actual activities that's required, creating your story arc, looking at what's bankable in your lived experience, this is how we start finding what's distinct about your work that will command the high fees. And when we start getting into that, we start unearthing old pains. That's what happens when you start digging for your distinct work and crafting there's an intimacy with this. What is in your lived experience that is magnetic, commanding, and bankable, that you have transformed, that you can help other people with, that you're already helping people with, but it's not refined? You don't know how to talk about it in a compelling way because you've yet to get into the intimacy of it behind closed doors, because you don't take yourself very seriously and you're scared. So you treat it like a hobby that you do on the side for an extra few $100s versus a full fledged business owner who's looking to create consistent $5,000 months in her transformational career. Okay, you see the difference there. Okay. So when we start getting into the nuance of what's in your lived experience that's bankable, what's in your lived experience that's bankable, magnetic, that you have transformed, that you can then package and serve others with, we start unearthing things in you. We start unearthing what's in your unconscious. We start unearthing things that you have hidden behind. Now, this is a good thing because then you can get on camera with clear thought. You can get on camera with what's distinct about you, and it grows your confidence to put a $2,000, $5,000. See, you see the nuance here. Okay. So I'm even giving you some insight in what I'm sharing with you here. And this is very on purpose because I need you to get this. Okay. So then, Naima, I'm ready to make the money. Let's make the money. We're gonna focus on making the money. I'm ready to make the money. Folks think they ready and they powerful and they ready to make the a text just came through. Excuse me. Um, ready to make the money, right? Then we start getting into the deeper things that's influencing you, deeper feelings, old feelings. We start digging and getting into this, and this is a very good thing. And what happens is when you start getting into that, you can't rush that. Right? This is how we want to go, make it now. And I'm ready now. Folks be thinking they ready now. I'm ready now. Let's go. Right? And then this is when the real work starts. And this is what separates, as eight-figure coach Shanda Sumter says, this is what separates the amateurs from the pros. This is what separates the amateurs from the pros. See, the amateurs want to stay at an hourly level. They're moody. They treat their business in a moody way. When I'm in the mood, yeah. Coach, like how I used to be. A coach, I'm smart, I'm competent, I can figure this out. Girl, I can get that on YouTube for free. Go ahead, gal. Go ahead. Go ahead. This is what I mean by the thinking down here, how people think. I can get that on YouTube. I can motivate myself. Yeah, you can. You're absolutely right. Oh, I know a business coach online right now who teaching you how to get premium clients and on YouTube for free. Yes, dear, there are. Are you doing it? Are you winning? Do you have premium clients? See, that's amateur thinking. Guilty. I've done that. In 2012, I was doing that. I bought one program, admittedly, my first program, like I bought, so I wasn't like hella. But as I started to grow a little bit and it was time for me to advance, I was like, I don't need a coach. There's YouTube videos. I'm smart. I produce some good results. I can figure this out. Yes, girl. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead, girl. And I'm laughing because I know how this shit go. And I get it. I get it. Like if you smart, you feel like I'm smart. Like it's just what it is. You confident, you smart, you smart in the way that you are, right? You're down here, you don't realize that there's wealth consciousness at play here. We don't know that. I didn't know that. Like there's a relationship I have with money that's entirely unconscious. It's entire, you don't even know that this is your money behavior, like, right? Then you don't even realize, oh my God, that shit that happened when you was 7, 8, 9, 10 is influencing how you dealing with money right now or how you see yourself right now. You don't even realize it. Okay. So anyway, when you decide to start treating your services and you seriously, like a real business owner, all of a sudden, synchronicities start to happen. Things start showing up in your world to actually help you go up to play how serious business owners play. You get presented with an opportunity to do something, right? You might get invited to go speak somewhere. You know, somebody might just DM you out the blue. And it seems like somebody that would be a perfect client for you at a package level, not an hourly level, a package level, right? Because, side note, here's a side note for those of you who are doing hourly sessions. Every single time you do an hourly session, don't they always need more? Hourly never does it, never. Isn't it true in your experience with transforming yourself that transformation takes time? Isn't it true? Transformation takes time. So why do you think that you're going to have somebody transform their life in a core and lasting way through one healing session, through one consultation? That consultation touches the tip of the tip of the tip of the tip of the iceberg. And by the time you get toward the end of the conversation, they just getting started. This is why you offer a package. Okay, so let's get into the second thought. And this is the second and final thought that's required. Oh, I love this so much. I want you guys to have this so much. This is what we're helping you with in the Arrogant Witch community. All this deeper stuff that's influencing your behavior. Because all the women who I worked with last year, it was the women who did the emotional stuff inside the Arrogant Witch community who made the money. The women who just went for the money, not one of them made money. Not one of them. Not one of them. And the slowing down that happened was because of everything that was going on here and emotionally. So when we talk about doing the work, that's what we're talking about. And the Arrogant Witch community is the holy grail to do the deepest work for you to come up, become a fucking force of nature. We are not playing. Like, this is the real alchemical work. So the second, I love this so much. The second way of thinking and the work that will be required of you that we do inside the Arrogant Witch community is going from your current scarce mind to an abundant mind and having that be your natural way of being. Let's talk about, excuse me, the different ways that scarcity shows up that you probably don't even realize is influencing how you move, how you think, the way you decide. Are you somebody that constantly lets your gas get low in your car? You're somebody that get gas, you get on the yellow light come on, and you be like, I'm fine, I can make it. Or you constantly let your yellow light come on. I can make it, I can make it. You're somebody who things in your house, you constantly let them get low. Your tissue, your paper towels, your condiments, all the things that require frequent replacement. You constantly let them get low. When on the joy level, remember I talked about having good, okay? Having good, allowing yourself to have a lot of good in your life. And where you don't let yourself feel good often. Where if you're sitting for too long, you start to feel guilty because you feel like you should be doing something. These are scarcity thoughts. These are scarcity. Somebody gives you something, somebody does something for you, or you won't even allow somebody to give you something that's too big. If that feels too big. Oh, girl, I can't tell. Oh my God. Like, people want to help you. You don't let help in, right? It's countless. It's countless. This is one that was for years I did this and it changed my life. If I looked at something, how many of you are guilty of this? You look at something that you want and it looks like you don't know the details, but it looks like something that costs a lot of money. You don't know how much it actually costs, but it looks like money. And it automatically, I can't afford that. Like knee jerk. That's like your natural. I can't afford that. I can't afford that. I can't afford that. I can't afford that. I can't. It's just automatic. I can't afford that. I can't afford that. Okay, that's too expensive. I can't afford that. Scarcity, scarcity, scarcity. I said that about Saint Tropez for years. I can't afford that. I can't afford that. I can't afford that. I can't afford that. I saw Jay-Z and Beyonce there, like at the beginning of their relationship. Remember they used to go there all the time? On yachts and shit and walking around and looking wonderful and fun. And oh man, oh, I want that. I can't afford that. Oh, look at them. I can't afford that. If they doing it, I definitely can't afford it. You see another picture in the magazine. Oh, I can't afford that. You see Beyonce with a cute outfit on the yacht. I can't afford that. You see him again, and you just salivate. Then you don't even want to look at it no more. You start getting mad. I can't afford that. I can't afford that. So then what you start doing? You start looking at stuff that you feel like you can't afford. So what you do is you repress the real desire. You repress it. You repress the real desire. Then you start looking at those people with money doing amazing things with some kind of hmm, hmm, hmm. I literally had a client sign up with me, high level client too, and she admitted to me privately that Naima, when I used to, because she watched me for like 3 years before she enrolled with me. When she enrolled, she invested at least $20,000 for us to work together. And she said to me, Naima, when I used to watch you, I used to be like, what's she, and white woman, what's she doing with all this money? What's she doing with all this? But she wanted it. That's the thing. She wanted it, but she had repressed the desire. Okay. So then finally, when I decided, you guys, you can do this, you can do this, I'm here for you. It's why the arrogant witch queen is here for you. When I decided to treat myself seriously, and I prayed at the end of 20, I was praying all the time. Like, if I knew what to do, I would have done it by now. If I knew what to do, I would have done it by now. If I knew what to do, I would have done it by now. If I knew what to do, I would have done it by now. Or I know what to do, but oh God, why aren't I doing it? I know, you know. And prior to that, what I did was, oh, all I need to do is work harder. I just need to work harder. So you know what I did? I started doing more speaking engagements. I started doing more free sales calls or free like coach. Let me coach them and show them that I can do it. Let me give a free hourly session to show them I can do it. Let me do charge $100 for it, and they'll see that I can do it, and then miraculously they'll be ready to pay me more. More for speaking engagements, more free webinars, more free this. So what did that lead to? Burnout. Y'all, I know what this looks like. Okay, you don't have to do this. So then, when I got to a place, gosh, that I've talked about constantly, not showering for days at a time, deep, deep depression. And I finally surrendered my ego, my need to be right, my need to do it alone. Oh God, I can do it all alone. I can do it. I don't need no damn coach, girl, please. Because when you really work with coach privately, it costs a lot of money. I don't need no damn coach, girl. It's free videos on YouTube. I'm smart and confident. I'll figure this shit out, girl, please. And I'm somebody who was willing to do the work, okay? Or so I thought. I was willing to do the hustle work, the out here work, but I wasn't willing to do the slower work, the work that takes time, the work that reminds you of old pains, the work that requires that you start having uncomfortable conversations with people that you thought you closed the door on, or you didn't have to deal with that, or fuck them, or you thought you forgave them, but ooh, look, we just unearthed this looking at my distinct work. We just unearthed this looking at my lived experience that makes me able to connect with people, ideal prospects out there. Oh God, right? So when I really started treating, when I said, okay, like really ready, like sincerely ready, not just saying that because I want to get rid of the pain, but sincerely ready. I'm ready now. Okay, I'm ready to build a business for real. I'm ready for real now. When all them years I've been saying, I can't afford Saint Tropez. I can't afford it. I can't. Suddenly, suddenly, clarity of thought, suddenly. This is what happens when you start making decisions behind closed doors that you're going to play a different game. You start moving different. Suddenly I was saying, well, how much does it cost? A little thing. How much does it cost to go to Saint Tropez? And I actually did the research to find out what it costs to go to Saint Tropez. Now, yes, you're going to need some good money to have a good time in Saint Tropez. But guess what? I made the decision to treat my healing sexual trauma services seriously. So I wasn't even talking about money, you guys. I looked at what was in my lived experience that I had transformed, that was bankable, brought it to the market with the mind that I am now a master sex shame healer. I'm taking me and my service seriously, period. That was a mindset shift. Within a year, I crossed the six figure. Wait, hold on. No, no, no. Within a year and a half, basically, I did 200,000 within the 2 years healing sexual trauma. And here's the best part: 5 summers in a row, I went to Saint Tropez. 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. Wait, 20. So I went twice in 2015. I went twice in 2016. So I went summer of 2015, 2016, 2017. Okay. So I went 3 summers in a row and I went twice each year. I did a photo shoot in Saint Tropez. I did a video shoot in Saint Tropez. My sister came to Saint Tropez. When for years I was saying, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. I can't afford that. The two biggest, and there are more. This is just two I'm sharing now. One, you have to start treating you and your services like a real business owner. Your spiritual services, you must treat like a real business. Number one. Two, wealth consciousness. So the way you work out to lose weight, the way you whatever you do, let's say you adopt a skincare regime and you washing your face, tending to your face. tw- Okay, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am going to remember to say that. And you say, okay, I got to wash my face twice a day. And you got a whole regime that you do twice a day, every day. That's the same way you got to treat the transforming of your wealth consciousness mind. It's not a play thing. You guys, this is the work that's required of you to be able to elevate into these higher levels. For you to be able to even consider a $30,000 mastermind. Do you know you can have this? Listen, you can have this. You just got to be willing to do this work that I'm talking about. It's worth it. I mean, what else you going to do? If you truly are a distinct high level spiritual being, like for real, at a blood level, and even if you're not at a blood level, but you just know you meant to get rich with your spiritual service, like you meant to source from that. I notice a lot of these younger people embrace that at a level that older people won't let themselves. And it's just, that's that new energy, that's that new blood. There's the offspring who are, less lived in scarcity thought. Sacred Success, A Course in Financial Miracles. That's one book right there. You can read every day and integrate the practices. Don't read it as just to feel good, just to feel like I'm reading the book. I'm doing a good job. You actually integrate what's talked about. The Science of Getting Rich. He talks about learning how to auto suggestion is what he calls it. Auto suggestion, where you start to reprogram yourself. And what will happen is, when you actually start doing it like a workout, okay? Because once you get this, the muscle memory is there forever. That's one of the big values of it. When you start doing the work that they give you in the Science of Getting Rich, the principles that are taught in the Science of Getting Rich, when you read Barbara Stanley's book, Sacred Success, A Course in Financial Miracles, when you read Marianne Williamson's book, Divine Compensation, and you read them like a workout, like, okay, an hour a day every day. Shit, at one point when I was really like, when I had decided I was going to do $50,000 in my business and I had never even done 15,000, to even like do that, to make that decision and stick with that, that's a decision to start to play at higher financial levels. That's decision to treat myself seriously. That's a decision. And most of us who are Black are not doing that because we hanging out over here with Tanisha doing hourly stuff, talking about low level stuff with all the other low level people who playing at that level. Like what we're doing here, nobody has done. Me meeting low level spirit. When I say low level, I mean the consciousness that you have around your business, you, money, working at an hourly level for your services that you know are transformational, that you know are healing people of things they've been dealing with for decades, right? You have healing services, you have transformational methods, you have witchy ways that are, my healing sexual trauma services that I brought forth when nobody knew me as that. Like, you know what my brand was when I started marketing my services for the first time in 2011, or I started marketing in 2011, but I think I came out with a brand name in 2012. I can't remember if it was the end of 2011 or 2012, but my brand was Billion Dollar Courage. Oh my God. That was my brand when I first came out. Billion Dollar Courage. That was my brand. I remember a white lady being like, "You don't have any billion-dollar clients. What are you doing talking about billion-dollar courage?" Like, you see what I mean? Like, people. So then when I came out with Master Sex Shame Healer, and my new brand was Heal Sex Shame. Right now, if you go to healsexshame.com, you will come across an old blog of mine. You'll see posts that go back to maybe like 2018 or something like that, maybe even 2019. But I started that thing maybe 2014, 2013, something like that. And when I came out with healsexshame.com, nobody knew me as somebody who was helping people heal sexual trauma. Nobody knew me as that. Wow. There's just so many nuances here. Let me tighten this up so I can close up. If you have questions or comments while you're here on YouTube, I'm happy to get into it. I actually would like to start doing that more. Lately, I haven't been really caring about engagement, frankly. Um, but I'm happy to, if you'd like to now, and start doing that more. Yeah, I'm ready to start doing that more. Um, but when I came out and started treating my healing services, people was calling what I was doing inappropriate. Okay. The ways that I was going about working with the psyche and working with the ways that we run from power, because sex and money are two very powerful portals to change your life. Sex and money, very powerful, loaded with taboo, loaded with taboo. And the ways that I had healed myself, I'm going to bring this together so you can see why I'm sharing this. For those of you who are going to highly monetize your distinct work, okay? That's in your lived bankable experience. It's in your lived bankable experience, which we start defining. Actually, we start defining that in the third month of the Arrogant Witch program, because it's a 90-day program. We start getting into that into the third month, but we don't really start teasing it out until after the 90 days, because you'll find out about that at the 5 Death Gates reveal, why we do it that way. So people was calling what I was doing inappropriate, dangerous. Um, yeah, these are the things that people were saying about the different ways that I had of alchemizing shame and fear, etc., around power, sexual power being one of the primary powers. And what was the point here? That most of us, here it is, most of us, melanin or not, and by the way, oh God, there's just, why are all these nuances popping up right now? So many. White people are melanin too. It's just a different degree of melanin. All right. Right. So there's people are melanin, period. Humans are melanin. There's just different degrees of melanin. Okay. So here's my point. Most of us who are at the hourly level, who are Black, we have been taught to have so much shame about who we are just as a people. We've been taught to be so embarrassed about who we are and just how we just live and be as a people, just how we be. Like, Black people be loud and they swear up and down that's just a Black people thing. So therefore, Black people, making fun of Black people eating watermelon as if it's a watermelon. God, it's just so like just allowing ourselves to even embrace something that's very natural in our healing ways. We're just scared to lead with that. Black people gonna clown you, other people gonna clown you, and because you already scared of being clowned, you're gonna attract more of being clowned. It's just a loop. It's a terrible psychic loop that most of us, if we're alone, we're not gonna navigate that. We're not gonna come out onto the world stage confidently and market our services when we worried about Tanisha clowning us. We worried about our mama clowning us. We worried about Tyrone clowning us. We worried about strangers on the internet clowning us. Most of that is one of the chief values of the arrogant witch community is that in this community, everybody is bringing forth their distinct work. Everybody is dealing at a psyche level. Everybody is healing. Everybody is doing big, deep work so we can come out onto the world stage. That's what makes what we're doing pioneering. This is what makes what we're doing. That's one of the things that makes what we're doing pioneering. But you see, because in order for me to sustain when people were saying, you know, that's inappropriate. That's dangerous. When I was helping women heal sexual trauma and the articles I was writing and this me telling my own story of things that I had done to heal my own sexual trauma, there were people who were like, yes, oh my God, that's amazing and I love it. But we so scared of the people who gonna disagree that we don't even let ourselves show ourselves to the people who gonna love it and hire us. And one of the things that helps you persevere through that is one, making the decision, as I said here, of the two mindset shifts that are required for you to become a high paid spiritual entrepreneur is one, treating you and your services seriously, and two, actively engaging and integrating wealth consciousness principles and changing your mind. There's an exercise that we will do, and this is actually beyond the arrogant witch community because it is heavily focused on wealth consciousness, where we start digging into your very first deeply embedded relationship with money. Like, what are your first memories of money? And there are exercises that we take you through to help you start to find and uncover, because a lot of the stuff we don't even realize is there, influencing how we move. It's making us do things and we don't even know why we're doing these things. And we keep creating the same financial result, even though I said I want more. But it's like you're being controlled by these. Why am I doing this? I want to make more money, but I just can't seem to. No matter how hard I work, I keep making the same amount of money. You got strings pulling you that started being developed when you were 7 years old, when your mama used to say, I ain't paying that kind of money for that. That's one of the things that I uncovered when I first started doing this assignment in 2014. I started working on my wealth consciousness in 2014 and worked on it year after year after year. I worked on it like lightweight. And then the beginning of 2015, I got aggressive. So you can do this in different ways. You can go about it however you want to go about it. When I got aggressive about transforming my wealth consciousness, and I was reading Science of Getting Rich every day. Oh my God. I was so fucking diligent. Oh my God. Because I was just so sick and tired of being broke. I was so sick and tired of working so hard and ending up like can't pay the rent and shit. I was just so, what got me to my mother's couch? I was just so sick and tired. Oh my God, I can't. And then underneath that, though, even deeper, it was like I knew I was meant for a big life. I knew it. Like the video, and subscribe to the channel. I knew it. And when I got aggressive about the wealth consciousness, and I was like, I'm doing $50,000 this month. I'm telling you, that was the hardest workout. It was like once I broke through that, the rest of the work became so much more easier because it's like I had proved. It was so hard. It was so hard. It was so hard. It was so hard. It was like every opposing thought just mentally, all of my unconscious just flaming up every day. My unconscious flaming up. Like, who do you think you are? You never even did 15. You don't know who you. Nobody even knows you as a this, and you did this. And who are you to think that you being greedy and who this shit ain't even worth that? And you sit your black ass down, bitch, motherfucker. Like all of it. Oh my God! In the middle of the night, sit down. What the fuck? Who you think? And I had to keep coming, keep. And what was helping me get through that is multiple things. One, I knew I was meant for more. Being in that low place, and what was revealed to me in that low place, and what I had suffered through, and I was like, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. That was one thing. Two, reading the Signs of Getting Rich. Oh God, sometimes I would read it for like an hour, but then I pick it up and read it again. It everywhere I went, coffee shop, grocery store. I would have it at the grocery store, pushing the buggy, and I would pick it up while I'm at the grocery store, and I would read it right then and right there because I was working it through, like changing, diligent. I was reading Sacred Success, A Course in Financial Miracles, diligently. I would get in the bed at night and read it, and that would be the last thing I read before I went to sleep because I knew at the middle of the night the demon was coming. Oh my God, my unconscious was going to be at work, and I would wake up in the middle of the night, and I would read it right there at the middle of the night. Then I would wake up in the morning and I would read it before I got out of bed. Then I would go get in the shower and I would get in the mirror and I would recite what I was reading in the book and I would get attacked again. Keep like it was a workout like that. Like I'm talking about it because that's how it felt. It might not look like that for you, but that's how it felt. And I remember it was like the first month when I was working toward my $50,000 in a month, it was just so intense. And like most people are not going to work through this. And this is why the arrogant witch community and that what you do after the arrogant witch community exists. Most of us are not going to persevere. When we have one too many nights like that, where we feel like the devil visited us, when we have somebody who come and slap us with their words, we get some kind of something hit our finances that touches our nervous system in a way that feels like we out. We out. We out. Even if we had the best intentions, we out. Because what happens, y'all know what I'm talking about. You make a declarative decision that you're gonna do $1 million this year, right? Or you're gonna have your first $5,000 month, or what happens? All of a sudden, you get some big $10,000 bill that you've never had in your life. All of a sudden, your refrigerator breaks. All of a sudden, shit start breaking and it start hitting you right where you can get, right where you are weak. It slaps you right where you, girl. And that's where the work right there. See, you got to train yourself to recognize that, oh, okay, good. Oh, here I go. We go. And you suffer through it. This is why in the 5 Death Gates initiation, I say, you going to suffer just to suffer, or you going to suffer to get where you really are going. And that's when you have the books by you. That's where you looking at pictures of the thing that you desire. I started looking at pictures of Saint Tropez before I went to Saint Tropez. I started looking at Jay-Z and Beyonce with a different eye. Like, oh, that's going to be me. I'm going. I started looking at the shops I wanted to go to. I started to go, one thing I used to do. There's so many different things you can do to start to transform your wealth consciousness because this is going to be required in conjunction with you taking your spiritual services seriously. I would go to a 5-star hotel, and girl, this was like a ritual. I would get dressed up as best as you can. You get dressed up. See, I'm into 5-star experiences. That might not be your thing. Your thing could be something else. Whatever is your thing, just apply this. What I'm getting ready to share to your thing. I love 5-star experiences. I love beautiful spas, beautiful hotels, beautiful bars, beautiful restaurants, beautiful environments. I love beautiful all that. I love decor and aromas, and I love dark restaurants like that are chic and modern and dark with beautiful art, and like the men and women are in costumes, uniforms, and there's nice soft music. Like I love all that. So I would go to, at this time I would go to the Claremont in Oakland, okay, which I think is a 4-star, maybe 5-star. There's the St. Regis Hotel, which is a 5-star hotel. And I would look at pictures on Pinterest and wherever I could find them on the internet. But This one right here, I'm getting ready to share. I would go into a place that was at a higher level as far as its frequency, decor, and all of that. And I would buy an expensive drink or a drink that was like, felt like it was out of my budget. And I would take my time. So this was a ritual to prepare myself. It's what I call bringing the future into now. Bringing the future into now. And I would get dressed because I love to dress well. And I would show up to this place and I would valet. Okay. And sometimes I wouldn't, depending on financially what I was working with. Go to the bar and really let myself act like I imagine I would be if I had more than enough money. I would be delighted. Wonderful. And I would go to the bar and I would sit there and act like I belonged there, knowing I'm struggling, right? Go sit at the bar. Hello, how you doing, ma'am? Come on, give you the menu and all that. Look at the menu, order my drink, and just really just sit there and take it in, cross my legs, look around, talk to the bartender perhaps, and sip that thing slow. Sip it slow. Imagine that this is normal for me. So you do this with your thing. Maybe your thing is something else, right? This is a ritual. Imagine this is normal for me. This is where I live. This is how I am. This is the life I live. Bringing the future into now, because this is what I desire for myself. Bring the future into now. Then, when I would finish the drink, I would just go walk around the hotel as if I'm at the hotel. Walk around the hotel. Smile at people. Walk around. Take my time. I don't care who looking. I don't care what they think because I made a decision that I'm going to the next level. Walk around, take my time, and really feel that all the way through. Feel like relax, breathe it in, relax, sit down, go sit in the lobby on one of they plush chairs, sit back, relax, cross my legs. Go home, go read Sacred Success, A Course in Financial Miracles, or maybe I have it in the car. So when I get to the parking lot, I read it right then and there. So this is what in the science of getting rich, he calls autosuggestion, where you are training yourself to have a new reaction and response in a situation where you normally have a scarce thought. If you normally are like, I can't afford it, I can't do that, that's too much, that's too expensive. You start retraining your mind. How can I afford it? I can afford it. This is for me. This is how I move. This is how I am. This is my new way. He calls it autosuggestion. That's training your unconscious. Language it however you want to, okay? That's retraining your unconscious. Because when you're at an hourly level and you think that's cool, you're ready to transform that, you're done with that, you don't work your way into high packages. You don't just like, that's what I'm doing now. Because your unconscious is controlling your behavior. Your unconscious is controlling your behavior. W- So, a conversation that a lot of Black spiritual people are having now is shadow. So, let me talk about it through that. Your shadow is in your unconscious. Your shadow is everything that's in you that's repressed. If you already know this, pardon me, I don't mean to be preaching to the choir. Okay. This is for people who, right? Because one of the things that I found in my research that I thought was common knowledge is that a lot of us just we don't know. And we don't know that we don't know. We don't know that we don't know. We mean well. We want to help people and all that. But we're controlled by our unconscious completely. You- in our mind, we think we're amazing. Like consciously, oh, I know I have what it takes. I'm smart. I'm like consciously, that's how we think. Unconsciously, we feel like we ain't shit. Unconsciously, we feel like we don't deserve. Unconsciously, we feel like it's greedy, it's wrong, ain't nobody gonna pay for this. Unconsciously, that's what we think. That's why we stay hourly. That's why we don't come out powerfully and move around. Because if unconsciously you felt like the world is yours, you would move like the world is yours. So, so because I've done this work for so long with myself and with other people, I see patterns. I see behavior. I see. So I can see. That's why I can look at somebody immediately and be like, "Oh, I know what she needs. Oh, I know where he's stuck. Oh, I see how you keep being your own enemy right here. Right here." Because your life is evidence of what you oh, here. Your life is evidence of what you think unconsciously. Your life is evidence of everything that's in your unconscious. Whatever your financial reality is what you really think. Whatever is your relationship reality is what you really think. Whatever is how you live is what you really think. Now, what's going to happen is, wow, this is getting really long. Let me, I care about you guys a lot. I love you. This is, this is the love I have for myself. Like, and I know the work that it takes. And I know you can do it. Like, this is not exclusive. You can do this. You just got to commit to doing it. And you got to commit to the long game of doing it. It's not a 30-day thing. It's not even a 90-day thing. Yes, with us, you're going to produce wonderful results in 90 days, but that's because you're under my umbrella. You're under my teaching. You're under my training. And I know how to do things rapidly. That's why you see in our testimonials, they talk about how fast things happen because I know how to work at a deep, deep level. But you got to commit to that. You got to get, you got to commit to the long game. Like, we can't do anything if you don't commit to the long game. You see, so I care about you so much. I love you so much. And even more, like at a real, like selfish level, I'm God. And didn't your Bible say that we are made in God's image? We are made in God's image. We are made in God's image. So we have been created by a force that wants to see itself. It made us in its image, right? We are in its image. And maybe you don't even believe that. Fine. Okay. But let's just pretend that you do for a moment. What I hear and see is God wanted to see itself outside itself, expressed out here. Me too. Selfishly, I want to see you become who I am. Not everybody is actually going to become a God. The shit that you got to go through, okay? The truth that you must tell, the binds that you must break with this earth. Most of people, marriage and do, I'm not going to even get into when you walking like a real God. You walking like a real God, you are in exclusive territory, true exclusive territory. Most people are not going to get to God level. Most people want to feel whatever they want to feel. I want to feel things too, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to feel a thing at the expense of my assignment on earth. If I got to break any relationship to be in order with my assignment, that relationship is broken. Bye. Zero guilt about it. But you know what it took to get here? Do you know the level of betrayal? See, that's humans with that shit. Betrayal that it takes to become an actual God? Meaning, if this relationship is no longer serving where I'm actually supposed to serve and go, bind broken, bind broken. This is why I don't worry. This is how I can be fearless in a way that I'm fearless. In addition to the fact that I've done a lot of work of gaining power over my emotions and my nervous system and my thoughts, most of us want to feel comfortable and we want to feel, I want to feel. And guess what? Guess what? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You just must agree to the less godliness at that level. To become whole and to truly know good and evil and not be averse to the point where a decision that is required, a way of being that is required. Anyway, so this is why, and part of me was like, trying, like, wanting to really bring people into godhood. Yeah, there's an acceptance and an approval around that godhood is for a select few, truly. And that ain't an ego thing. That ain't a needing to be special thing. Look the fuck around. And I can just look at myself, the work that I've done and the work that it takes. And, you know, uh, seeing just the binds, all the earthly binds that people feel very justified in being bound in. That's a whole other live stream I could do. So, hi. I haven't been looking at the chat on Instagram, pardon me. The Only says, I felt that one. Talk to me. Ciao. Somebody said that part. Hey, Rochelle. Wonderful. Um, yeah, that concludes today. So the two things that are required, why you are at the hourly rate as a spiritual entrepreneur and what it will take for you to elevate into 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, $10,000 packages, wherever you want to start and ascend to. These are two of the mindset shifts that are required. There are certainly more, but these are two of them. One, you must start taking you and your spiritual services extremely seriously. You need to treat it the way Apple treats the iPhone. Okay? You need to treat your spiritual services the way Apple treats its iPhone. It gets launches, it gets updates. It's been around a long time. It's a huge product in their product line. It's promoted. They got billboards worldwide. I was in Colombia for 6 months last year. There were Apple billboards in Colombia, South America. I'm talking about South America right now. There were Apple billboards for the iPhone in South America the entire time I was there. That level of seriousness Apple has about the iPhone and promoting their services, investing the money to advertise their services all over the globe is the same level of seriousness you need to have about your healing services, your alchemy services, your transformational services, your cardologist services, your tarot card reading services, your healing services, your transformational services, your that's the level of seriousness you need to have about your services. The same seriousness that Apple has that has them spending billions of dollars in advertising around the world. That's the first mindset shift that is required of you to go and from hourly up into 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, whatever level of packaging you want to go. And number two, wealth consciousness must become a workout unlike never. You need to be doing wealth consciousness the way you take showers when you in southern humid heat in the summer. We taking 3, 4 showers, right? You in New Orleans or Miami or one of them humid southern towns, dead in the middle of summer when it's, girl, you don't even want to go outside and it's sweaty hot. We taking 3, 4 showers a day, ain't we? That's the same way you need to be with your wealth consciousness work. Because if you are at an hourly level, if you are sick and tired of being at an hourly level, and you know deep down in your hearts of hearts that motherfuckers need to be glad to be paying you $2,000. You lucky my shit ain't 100,000, right? Right? If you know, even with all of your doubt and fear and shame and guilt, you know that people receive astounding results at your services, and you ready to up your game and be willing to consider and able to invest in a $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 mastermind where you are all the time vibrating high, where you can travel, bitch. And when I say travel, I mean travel well. First class, staying where you really want to stay and not all over the price tag, tripping about price. Okay. I'm talking about eating well, traveling well, shopping well, really doing it with other people who got the money. Okay. Because y'all vibrating at the same frequency. Look, it takes time and it takes work and you can do it. And that's what we here for, bitch. That's what the fuck we here for. Listen, that's it and that's all. Because in the doing of that, you become closer to God. You better get into it. You come closer to God doing this. All right? So that's the level I want to play at. I want to see y'all in Italy. Get to Divine Mastery in Italy. Get to Divine Mastery in Italy. Get to Divine Mastery in Italy. Sign up for the Arrogant Witch community. Listen, I love you. No matter how much, if something I say, one lady who showed up, you know who you are if you watching this, talked about being triggered and shit when I was saying stuff and all this and all that. Good. Feel triggered and know that at the end of the day, I love you, period. Like, I don't give a fuck about anything that's getting in the way. Let me know what it is and let me help you, period. Let me know what's getting in the way. Let me know what your deepest shame is. Let me know what your fear is. Let me know what makes you shake with trepidation. Let me know what has you hiding. Let me know what you scared to let come up through your throat, esophagus, and out of your mouth. Let me know what it is. We got it over here. This is what we do. This is what we made for. Baby, we done been, been around the world. And when I say around the world, I mean the underworld, bitch. Okay? Been around. All of it. Let me know. What is the struggle? Girl, we gonna deal with it. See, stick around. Stick around. Lean in. Everything that's inappropriate, dangerous, wrong. Let's confront it. Let's deal with it. Let's elevate it. Let's elevate you. Let's tell the truth. Come on now. Come on now. Let's go. That's what we here for. Bitch, I've been around for 11 motherfucking years. Let's go. This all that whole that bitch doing that for the money. Bitch, what? The years I struggled, bitch. If I was here for the money, bitch, I'd have been gone. I say this for you because I know a lot of y'all struggle with that part. The people being like, "Oh, you just doing this for the money," and girl, don't nobody build no healing career for the money because the shit is hard. You hear what the fuck I'm talking about? This shit is hard. All right. That's how you talk to your friends. Hey, and Shayla said, "I'm coming." I'm so here. Girl, listen. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Cause listen, for real though. I plan to spend most of the rest of my life in Italy. Like, seriously, I will be buying a house there. That's where I plan to be in my old age. I'll be spending time here too in California because California is home. California got the sun. You hear me? Like, I do winters in California for the sun. It's the primary reason why I'm here. The sun, like now. Okay. And so I plan to spend, like, I have a true love that's personal with Italy. So me hosting the immersion that Divine Mastery in Italy is an opportunity for you to really benefit from the love I have for Italy. It's not just a retreat, just to do a high level retreat. And it's not even a retreat. It's like a month of your life to immerse in astounding beauty and transformation. Be clear, okay? So it's not just, to be fancy and to do something amazing. I love Italy with all of my heart. Like, I love so much about it. Like, I could go on and on and on. Like, I would be back there very soon. Before Divine Mastery in Italy. Like, it's just so beautiful, you guys. And what I want for us is for it to be normal for us to meet in different parts of the world all year. Like, I want it to be normal for us to have 2 weeks in Italy and then 2 weeks in London. Shit, how about 3 months in the south of France, bitch? Come on now. Summers in the south of France. Girl, what? Were you not triple checking your bank account and worried and all of that? Like, let's really put people on notice. Darling, let's like really start admitting who you are. Like all the stuff you secretly think. I know you got the low stuff you think about yourself, but what about on your better days when you like, girl, I'm everything. And you just know you everything. You know what I'm saying? And you just like you flow and you in the essence and you let's have that be your first nature way of being. Let's not have that be just on a day where you got a good day in or the mood hits you. Let's have that be your normal way. Let's have it be where there's no jealousy about oh, she doing it, and because you got your desires repressed and you won't let yourself have it, you won't let yourself face all of the fears and the negative shit people gonna say. Like, let yourself face all that so you can get to the good part. So the people who will adore you, the way y'all adore me, don't y'all want people to adore you the way y'all adore me and pay you the way people pay me? $25,000 clients is nothing. I have private clients right now paying me $25,000 to work with me. Like, don't you want that for you? You see? Like, the only way you're gonna get to that is if you do the work that we do and you do it over time consistently. Like, you can do this. I promise you, you can do it. Just show up. Just know that it's gonna be hard. Know that it's gonna take time. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna take time. And I'm gonna see myself on the other side of hard. I'm gonna see myself over time. Shanda Sumter, I got that from Shanda. I was in one of Shanda programs years ago. Shanda Sumter is an 8-figure white coach, and she tells you right now, I'm on my way to 9 figures. She's a fucking amazing. I just signed up for one of her leadership programs because I'm ready for the next level of fucking leadership. Why? So I can serve y'all. Everybody who coming, the people who gonna find me next week, next month, the month after that, later this year, next year. My leadership need to be better. It's time for me to be more, grow more, really like really be my category one and let myself really get big. I have not let myself get big. That's over. Listen, like I need to be able to hold the space energetically for this company to grow, for this mission to happen, to normalize Black faces. Listen, normalize Black faces in the industry, killing it. That's not normal right now, but it's gonna get normal. And it starts here in the arrogant witch community. That's where we going. We already got it. We ain't pulling nothing from, we ain't making nothing up. It's already here, baby. It's right there. It's dormant. What we need is we need an environment where we can actually start playing with who we are. Because so many of us been around our family, people who we know, where this thinking is so scarce and that's wrong. And we don't do that. We are not supported. We don't feel supported. We don't feel safe to come out. We don't feel safe to say, we don't feel safe to put money and spirituality together. Like who the fuck came up with that shit? Bitch, your Bible talks about money more than anything else, bitch. I come that you may have it and have it more abundantly. Let him feast and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. You can't, the science of getting rich talks about the fact that you can't even come into your full whole self and express. Because a lack of money means you cannot express your love. You love your son, but you can't even pay for him to have the health he needs. You love your son, but you can't even pay for him to go study in Spain the way he wants to. You love your husband, you love your wife, you love your children, you love all these people, but you ain't even got the money to show your love. The science of getting rich says a man, meaning human, a man can't even become his full self without the money to express and grow and nurture his full self. So don't come talking to me about no fullness, about no consciousness when you ain't got no money. Your Bible talk about money more than it talks about any other thing. Over here, we put more than enough money and spirituality together. Get the fuck into it or get gone. Money and spirituality goes together over here. We can't even entertain high thought, high expect. High. Just think about in your days when you be high and you be good. You feel like you are the divine. You ain't even connected to the divine. You are the divine. What happens? You want to give to people and you want to listen. Let me speak for myself. I want to give big gifts, bitch. I don't want to just give somebody a lipstick, something small that I can afford. Bitch, I want my mama to go to Paris for a month or 6 months if she wanted. I want to give my husband this car for his birthday that I know he loves. I want to give my sister a shopping spree in Italy because I know how much she fucking loves Italy. My son been looking at Jamaica. My son loved Jamaica. What a glory it would be for him to go take scuba diving lessons in Jamaica. And that's going to cost $3,000. But I can't do it, bitch, because money is the root of all evil. And all of these thoughts that your mama and all these people put in you and your fake ass Bible. Y'all better learn how to start interpreting this Bible. See, here in the Arrogant Witch community, we get down into the truth of things. Get out all these feelings people got and these old archaic stories. People and put your ass in psychic binds. Yeah, bitch, be mad. Bitch, girl. Yeah, see. And the Arrogant Witch community is for all spiritual people, Black and otherwise. I've had white women email me or non-Black people email me saying, I'm not Black, can I come? And frankly, I've been ignoring their emails. So if you're watching this video, I want you to know the Arrogant Witch community is for all spiritual folk who ready to play the game that I'm talking about on this video. Listen. Hey, south of France, you hear me? More than enough, more than enough, more than enough. I went on tour and we ended up London. Look, London ended up being the only stop. The name of the event was called More Than Enough. Matter of fact, if you go to morethanenoughmoneytour.com right now, you'll see the video testimonials of the people who were there. I got a mind to put something similar like that together. More than enough money. Because when I tell you the transformations that happen in the room, the darkness that people entered into in their consciousness around their relationship with money, to heal that, to transform that. Oh God, listen. Girl, they ain't seen Black women and men do it the way we about to motherfucking do it. They ain't seen it. We got it over here. We got it. We got it. We got it. See? And see, what y'all also are witnessing right now is you're watching me also unlock in the ways that I need to unlock. Okay? Because a lot of binds are subtle. A lot of binds be old. You be in a bind and don't even know you're in a bind. Or you be in a bind and you're not ready to let that bind go. I knew I was holding myself back and like not wanting to leave Black people for a while. But I said, well, I don't know. All the mental looping around that. I knew. Some of y'all know the binds that y'all in that y'all not yet ready to get out of. Because whatever, you don't want to face the power behind letting that bind go. You don't want to face the unknown of letting that bind go. You see? So inside the Arrogant Witch community, the very first month is focused deeply on psychic fear inventory. That's the focus of the first month, psychic fear inventory. We go into your deepest fears. Because see, when y'all be here with me on YouTube and IG, y'all be so optimistic and motivated and all this and all that. And I know some of y'all been here watching me for years. And you're not making the money. So that's your evidence that this IG and YouTube stuff is not going to get you where you really are looking to go. You need to lean in. You need to invest the money and the time and come into the Arrogant Witch community. And baby, look, if you ready for Divine Mastery in Italy, email me. We're gonna have so much fun. Oh my God, that's gonna be so feminine and lovely and beautiful and relaxed and deep too. We're gonna do deep stuff, but we're gonna be able to be in person doing the deep stuff. We're gonna be in a gorgeous, I don't know if it's gonna be a condo or a house, but we're gonna have gorgeous living accommodations in Milan, Italy. Girl, get it, get it, get it. Imagine yourself on a plane on your way to Milan, Italy for the entire month of June. So we're gonna have a weekend where we're gonna just do straight up deep work in our either the house or condo you guys are gonna be in. It's like we're gonna do deep, deep work, and it's gonna be gentle. And we're gonna get down up in there, and we're gonna apply all the alchemy that's required, all the tenderness, all the love, all the truth telling, all the feminine qualities that are really required to deal in the dark without abandoning ship. Okay, presence, having people be able to look at you, having people to be able to see themselves in you. There is such power in being witnessed in your transformation. There is such power in being witnessed in your transformation. And that's what we get a chance to do when we are physically present inside a gorgeous living space in a gorgeous city, knowing we have the time and space of an entire month versus just 1 day or 3 days or a week-long retreat. Okay. We have an entire month. So if you know Divine Mastery in Italy is for you, get in contact with me, baby. Get in contact. Get in contact. Hey, get in contact. So I've been here almost 2 hours. I don't know if I've ever done a video this long. I love you guys. I have unhooked some things within myself over the last 3 weeks, and it takes time. I know it takes time, and that's why you must give yourself the time and space inside of the container of and the structure of the Arrogant Witch community and even beyond. Just please know the Arrogant Witch community is introductory. That's the beginning. This is long game, people. It's long game. Okay, it's long game. One of the 5 death gates is you must commit to the long game. You're required, darling. Okay, so I love you. I love you so much. We are going to be the new faces in the transformation space, making bank, commanding the fees, standing powerfully on camera, telling our stories authentically, being clear about our heart's desire, being consistent even when it hurts, even when we don't feel like it. We will be the new faces. Right now, the dominant faces are not Black. That is going to change. Yes, it's going to take some time, but those who are willing to invest the time, they will be the faces. Okay? And y'all gonna get supported by me. Because right now I'm the only one that's available to support in this way. More will come, more will come. That's the goal. More will come. Right now I'm the only one that can support you in this way. Okay. Rochelle said, pussy throbbing. Girl. Yes. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Thank you so much. So much more to come. So many more years to come. Bye.